in this Lagos, if you not get money, you be like person we not get leg. Tobi was the smartest coder in Yaba, but his pocket was as dry as a desert. Omo, sapana bastard. When everyone said no to Tobi, he decided to go to a place where they don't say no, if you are ready to pay the price. He heard about the Indigo Man, the one who mixes magic with machines. The smell of the room was strong, like old dye and cold metal. Baba looked at Tobi and smiled. "You want to be the king of Silicon Valley?" Baba asked. "Then give me what the computer needs to stay alive." Tobi entered the room, and the first thing that hit him was the smell. It wasn't the smell of a normal room. It was the heavy, stinging scent of indigo dye. You know that smell that stays on your skin for days? It was everywhere. Omo, the air itself was blue. In the middle of the room sat Baba. He wasn't holding a crystal ball. He was holding a computer motherboard like it was a holy book. He told Tobi about the Egbere, a spirit that carries a mat of gold. Baba said, "I will put the spirit's mat inside your computer code. Your app will bring you billions, but the spirit must have a place to stay." Baba didn't want money. He wanted a connection. He took Tobi's hand and told him that for the app to work, it needed a drop of life. Tobi was so tired of being poor that he didn't even blink. He gave his blood, and at that moment, the computer fans started to cry like a lonely child. Suddenly, Tobi's phone started screaming. Bagam, notifications everywhere. 1 million downloads, 10 million, 50 million. The money was pouring in like rain. But as Tobi looked at his screen, he saw a small blue shadow hiding behind his apps. The deal was done. Money sweeto. In just 6 months, Tobi moved from a one-room face me, I face you in Yaba to a penthouse in Victoria Island. Now, he doesn't use yellow buses anymore. He flies private. But there's one thing people started to notice. Tobi only wears one color. If you see Tobi's closet, you go fear. No white shirt, no black suit. Everything is deep, dark indigo. The smell of the dye in his house is so strong, it makes his visitors dizzy. He tells them it's branding, but we know it's a blood covenant. If he takes off that color, the spirit will take his life. Then came Amaka. She's the smartest intern they ever hired. She doesn't care about the fine cars or the free lunch. She only cares about the data. But on her first day, as she walked past the server room, she stopped. She didn't hear the sound of computers. She heard a tiny, sorrowful weep. Amaka is a systems expert. She knows that servers are supposed to smell like hot plastic and ozone. But this basement, it smelled like fermented leaves and something else. Something like meat that has stayed too long in the sun. Omo, something was very wrong in the cloud. Amaka's mind could not rest. That crying sound in the basement was scratching her brain. So, she decided to pull a night vigil at the office when everyone had gone home. You know what they say? When you go looking for trouble in Lagos, trouble will dress up and meet you. She used her admin password to open the basement door. The smell of indigo hit her face like a slap. She walked to the main server rack, the one making the noise. She opened the cabinet door And omo, what she saw made her blood turn to water. It wasn't just wires inside. It was alive. Then she saw it on the floor. An ID card belonging to Jumoke, the HR lady nobody had seen for 3 days. Tobi said she resigned, but her ID card was lying right next to the hungry server, covered in blue dust. Amaka realized the truth. The algorithm doesn't eat data. It eats people. Amaka turned to run, to call the police, to do anything. But as she spun around, Gengen, Tobi was standing at the top of the stairs. And he wasn't looking like a CEO anymore. His eyes were glowing with that same cold blue fire. Tobi didn't look like a billionaire anymore. He looked like a man who had seen hell and called it home. He looked at Amaka and whispered, "You think I wanted this? I just wanted to be somebody. But omo, once you start feeding this thing, it never gets belly full." Suddenly, the crying stopped. The server room went dead silent. Then, the floor started to shake. The Egbere, the spirit that owns the mat of wealth, was tired of hiding in the wires. It wanted its property back. When the owner comes to collect, even the king must bow. Tobi tried to run, but his own clothes betrayed him. That indigo suit he loved so much started to tighten. It wrapped around him like a python. He realized too late, the clothes weren't a sign of power. They were the chains of the spirit. Gengen, the hunter, has become the hunted. Amaka reached the door and looked back one last time. A giant flash of blue light filled the basement, and then darkness. No more CEO, no more billionaire app, just the sound of a baby crying in the wind. The system had finally rebooted. The next day, the office was empty. The Indigo algorithm was gone from the App Store. People say Tobi ran away to America, but some of us know the truth. If you use blood to climb the ladder, make sure you're ready for the fall. Because in this life, shortcut, fit cut your life short.